Hey, my name is Chad. This video, we're going to talk about my match yesterday on Sunday, the 16th of March. So this was our monthly local match with the group down here in Southwest Oklahoma. And it was a cool morning, we'll go with that. But then it warmed up, turned out to be about as good of a day that you could possibly want, especially when I compare it to last week on Saturday when I got rained on and was in freezing temperatures all day long. This was right at freezing there in the morning. So like the first two stages, I was hurting pretty bad. By the third stage, it warmed up enough that I could feel my fingers. I got in the groove and I was pretty good after that. So during the week, I tried to, check my zero on my rifle because I was missing so much at the last match. I wanted to make sure it was not something I was doing. My Kestrel, I did not know where the problem was. And I'll be honest, I was having issues. I was trying to adjust my zero a little bit. It was close enough, but I kept trying to get it perfect. Then I went out to 500 yards, tried to shoot out there on Saturday night after I got off work, and I missed 3 out of 4 shots that I took. And I was very frustrated going to bed Saturday night. I was hoping that maybe it was because it was dark and I was using a flashlight on the target. So I finally get to bed about 1 o'clock in the morning and wake up about 4:30. And get ready, get up to the match, and we decided to go ahead and go for it. So for the overall numbers, I will say I had scored 38 points. The maximum was 57, and I took about 50 shots. So out of the maximum score, I got 66.5%, right around there. For shots fired and hit percentage, I was actually about 76%. So that's definitely getting to where I want to be. I'm shooting for 80, and then I want to work up to 85 and then 90. So that's my goal. What really hurt me was the first 2 stages this time, and I'm going to blame it on mostly being cold and not really sure that I even had good data. So we get there, and I got there, me and one other guy, we got there right about the same time, and got down, and I wanted to check my zero again the day of. Did that, made a slight adjustment, and I just called it good. I didn't think I was going to be anywhere close to correct. So go to the first stage, and it was a prone. It was the spinner stage. I know I always do terrible on this one, so I figured this is just going to be a throwaway match, and I'm just going to burn through the brass that I need to get its first firing on anyway. So I was like, well, I'm just going to shoot as many shots as I can. So this one, it was a spinner at 350 yards, and then a large target at 600 yards. So to move to the 600, you have to get the spinner to spin once. You can take additional hits at the spinner to score a maximum of 6. So like say if you hit it 8 times but you did not get it to spin, you only score 6. If you hit it twice and you got it to spin and then move on to the 600 and miss all those, you only score 2. So you got to look at it as either taking 6 shots at it and spin it within that time and then move on, try to get your 4 hits on the 600. A couple different ways to run it. So for me, I got first shot and I actually hit it. But I was kind of surprised. I really thought I would miss. So I was not planning on that. And by the time I figured out I need to keep going, it had lost momentum. And then I missed my second. I think I hit either the 3rd or the 4th shot and got a good moving on it, and then followed up, got a hit again, and I actually got it to spin on 2 hits, I think, 2 or 3 hits, but I got it to spin over, and I think I only scored 3 or 4 points on that, and I said I'd just move to the 600 and run out the rest of my ammo there. Got a few more hits out there, so ended up with a score of 5 on that one, which was, I could have done better if I had slowed down and thought about it more. Honestly, I was just so surprised that I even hit the thing that I was not prepared for continually engaging after I got the initial hit. So that was a mental error totally on me. Then the next prone stage was the long and short of it that we do every time. So you got to hit at a 400 yard target and then a 1,050 yard target. And you just go back and forth. 400, 1,004, 1,004. So hit or miss, you're moving between the targets. So this one, I always run out of time because it's a lot of turning. I think it's like a 1.6 for the first target, and then like a 8.9 or 8.7. Like it's a long twist on the turrets. So I can't see the 1050 that well, so I don't want to use the reticle, but that's something I need to work on. I was off on that one. I got the first hit at 400 and then go to 1000, missed, come back, missed, go back out, missed, come back in and missed. They were telling me I was hitting to the right, so my last shot, like the center of the crosshairs right here at the target, and I was aiming like way off, like on the rack that holds the target plate up. I was aiming at that, and I finally got a hit on the 1050, but I ran out of time on that one. I only got 6 shots off out of the possible 10, but I only scored 2 hits, so I had 4 misses out of the 6 shots I took. That stage really hurt me because I only scored 10 out of the max, or 2 out of the maximum 10 over the overall. That one really got me. So next up was the chaos stage. So this is the one that's 375, 475, 575. Then you come back 475, 375. And you have to hit the target to move to the next one. But you've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So once you start it, like if you get all the way through and you still have ammo left, that counts for extra points. So perfect score is to run it in 7 and have 3 rounds left, get 10 points. If you have to take an extra shot, you would, hit them all in 8 and have 1 extra for 9 points. But I forgot about that part of it, and I was on a roll. So this one I decided to use my reticle again, and I got down, got on, and boom, first hit, got a hit, move second, got a hit, move to third, got a hit, 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 hit. I was thrilled. So I ran it perfect, and I scored the max 10 out of 10 on that one. Yeah, I was very excited about that. So on the prone half of it, 3 stages, maximum of 30 points. I only scored 17 there. And then we moved to the positional half. So we actually had enough people show up that we split up into 2 groups. It was like 4 or 5 in each of the groups. I think it might have been 5. Total of 10 people around about there. I'd have to double check and make for sure. So then we go to the positional stages. And after the chaos stage, I'm feeling pretty confident. I was pretty happy with how things were working. We decided to run the tires, or the tree stage first. And that one was probably one of the more difficult stages, and it was for 10 points, and we had IPSC targets at 400, 500, and 600, and you have to, run up, get on the tree in the first position and go 4, 5, 6, move to the second position, 6, 5, 4, move to the third position, 4, 5, 6, and then move over to the side. There's a barrel there, and then if you have time, get that last target, and it'll be the middle 500 off of the top of a barrel. So everybody was actually having some issues with this one. I don't think anybody actually got all the way to the end of the stage and got all the shots off. But when I saw that, I was like, okay, I need to just take my time and try to get hits, since it seems like people are timing out. So I'm all prepared. I got my bag under my arm, and we come up, time starts, boom, I get into position. 400, got a hit. Okay, 500, got a hit. 600, got a hit. Okay, I was surprised. I go ahead and turn my scope back down to 400, move over to the next position. And as soon as I set my rifle down, I remembered, oh, I got to be back at 6. So go back out on my turret to the 600, get set up, take my time. Boom, I think I got a hit. Come back to the 500. I think I missed that one. I'm not 100% sure. I might have got all 3 of those again. Then moved to the third position, and I got 1, 2. I ended up taking 9 shots, so I got all the way except for to the barrel, and I missed 1 somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly. The last position is off of a tree branch that's angled, so you've got kind of to fight against the gravity that's trying to pull you down and stay in position on target. So that one was definitely tricky, but out of a maximum 10, I scored 8, and out of 9 shots that I took, I got 8 hits. So I was pretty pleased still. Next, we move over to the ship simulator. So it's just a platform elevated with chains. You've got to get on hop up on it on the clock after time starts, get settled on here. There's a target at 310, 380, and then way out at 700, he added a new target. So we've got to get settled, get onto the 310, and it's 3 shots at each for 9 total shots, 9 maximum points here. In 310, I think I did 1, 2, 3, go out to 380, 1, 2, 3, and then go out to 700. And I timed out here. I only had 1 shot taken and I missed that one. So out of the maximum 9, I scored 6. And out of the 7 shots I took, I scored 6. So one miss on the clock. What was getting me is I was expecting to move back and forth, but for some reason the way I was moving or where I got in position on the platform, I'd move back and forth a little bit, and then as I would come to get a little settled, I'd start sliding back and forth. So I'm trying to stay, you know, you've got your target here, you're trying to keep your crosshairs on it, but you're moving like this, and then when it's moving back and forth, you're kind of up and down. So trying to keep on one position while your body is moving and you can't stop it, that is definitely tricky. So had a few troubles there, but I still scored decent. The shots I took at least mostly resulted in hits. So then the last stage of the day was the barrels, which we do pretty much every time. So we got 1 target at 300, 1 out at 395. Start holding everything. Time starts, jump down on the ground, get into prone position, find the 395, 2 shots at it, hop up onto the first barrel, 2 shots at it. At the 300, the closer target, second barrel, another 2 at 300, back down prone, 2 more at 395. So this one I got down in position, and first 2 shots, 2 hits, good. I move up to the barrel, and this is where I have been planning, you know, thinking my way through this. So I knew as I got up, I was going to want to elevate one of my bipod legs. I think in the rain last week, these buttons got a lot tighter, and I was having issues getting them loose enough to get it to flip up. Like I kept fumbling with it, and I could not break it loose. So like the spring was just tight. Finally got it up, and I was a little flustered with that. I get set up on the barrel, and it kind of rolls back and forth a little bit. I wasn't expecting that. So I think my first shot at 300, I missed. Calm down a little bit, take my time. Second shot, I got a hit on it. Move up to the top barrel, and 2 at 300. Got both of those hits. And then toss my bag down on the ground, release my bipod leg that I had picked up. Get settled down. I think I had about 34 or 24 seconds left at this time. Get down, find the 395, and boom, boom, 2 hits on it. So maximum 8, and I scored 7 on it. Overall, I was pretty happy with how this match went. I'm definitely calling this a redemption arc over last week. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This little button right here is what you've got to press down. You can kind of feel it's kind of gritty in there. So to get it to move position, you've got to press it down far enough that the pin releases from the little holes that are in here. So when it was down like this and I was getting up, I was trying to pull down, but I was not getting it far enough down to rotate. That was definitely causing me problems. There's a company that makes some larger knobs for this that I've got ordered. So once I get those in, I'm going to break these loose and replace these little knobs with some much larger that I can get my thumb on better. And they also make something for this tension knob that's more of like a lever. So ideally, pretty soon this is going to be changed out to an actual lever, so I can just reach up and tension or release tension as needed instead of having to mess with this. Pretty much I've got to put a pin in here if I want to tighten or loosen it. But this is the hard, so right there, like I cannot get that to press down. So it's like I just need a little more leverage on it. So we're gonna have that soon. Okay, so one more thing I want to show off is this bolt knob. I just got this from Area 419, and this was my first time using it. Like I installed it on Friday, actually, but my original bolt knob was more of a solid shape, so this has some grooves in it. What I noticed is when I was wearing gloves on the cold days, sometimes when I would come up to open my bolt, my finger would slide off, and then I have to come back, find it, get a better grip on it, and run the bolt. So you can see it's empty, nothing there. But with this, I'm able to fire and then get my finger in that groove quite a bit better. Use that for good friction, and then pull back, go ahead and grab with my thumb and lock down and back in place. So much easier to run this quickly. So that definitely helped out. Sometimes it's little things that you do that can make quite a bit of a difference. Hey, if you don't let one bad performance deter you from trying better the next time, go ahead and get subscribed right down below here, because I had a terrible performance last weekend at a match, and then this past weekend I had a really pretty good performance for me. So overall finishing third, I'm quite happy with this. Well, I think that's going to about do it for this one. You can probably tell the sun is starting to go down, and I want to take a couple shots with the ammo from box number 2. I think is what I'm loading up for this match. I've got Clinton coming up on this Saturday, I believe the 22nd. So that's going to be 3 matches in 3 weekends, and hopefully the weather holds out. It'll probably be windy, but as long as we're not freezing, I'm going to be happy, because I am done with my hands being cold. It's so miserable for me. But before that, I want to just get down and make sure that the ammo that I'm loading for that is going to be good, get a couple speeds at the current temperature, and just be a little more prepared, because it's on Saturday. I won't have time to come out after work on Saturday, obviously, to test this kind of stuff. So I need to get this done now, and then load up the rest of the ammo through the week, and we're going to run another match on Saturday. Shout out to the other local guys that came out this past weekend. I really am kind of surprised, shocked, and very happy that somebody saw one of my videos, and they're not too far from here, and they made it out to this local match here. And I think he had a pretty good time, and pretty cool dude. So hopefully we see a lot more of him over these next couple months as we do more matches, and trying to do what I can to grow the sport and share what I'm learning as I'm new to this with other people. Try to bring everybody in. This is one of the most fun things that I have ever done. The difficulty and challenge that goes into trying to do well at this is incredible, and you have to do so many things right in order to do well at these matches that I really like it to not be so easy. So I really enjoy how hard it is, and I'm having a great time sharing with everybody what I do as I'm learning more about this. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. Time for me to get down on the ground and take a couple shots. So thank you very much for hanging out with me for a few minutes. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.